What was that
yeah.
like, literally quitting your job, not knowing where your income was going to come from?
Oh
And
my,
how did you do it?
I was just thinking about this morning. I seriously, Rachel, I was just thinking about this. I was at the gym and I was having a hard time with my workout. And sometimes when I'm having a hard time, what I do is I think of harder times.
Mm.
So whenever I'm having a hard time, I think of a time that was harder for me that I got through it, and that always helps me with the hard time, which
Wow.
is a really good strategy. So I was thinking about the day that I told my mentor my plan. His, his name is Al. He lives in Palm Beach, and this is the only guy who I felt ever thought I'd be successful. Right? There was one guy who thought I'd be successful, and it was very successful guy, and his word meant everything to me. And I told him my plan, and he said, for the first time ever, he called me stupid.
Wow.
He's like, "Wow, you're stupid." I said, "No, don't say that." I remember. He said, "I really believed in you." Past tense. And now you're doing this. Because the way everyone would explain it, you're quitting. This is what everyone. You're quitting your job to travel with dogs in an RV, and it's like you could say anything with that tone and make it. I said, "No, I'm going to visit. I'm going to go to different shelters. I'm going to visit shelters and get animals adopted, and I'm going to be able to teach people how to train rescue animals and how to build a bond." And I'm passionate about it. And no, and I remember just like, you feel so small, like you feel like, I felt like how, like, just like back I did in those classes, you so alone, so misunderstood, like nobody gets it, and it's at that moment that you can decide. That is a pivotal moment for your life, your career, your relationships. It's that moment where you say, okay, here's the decision I have to make. I'm going to not, it's not about proving everyone wrong. It's about, am I going to prove to myself that I'm right, or am I going to prove them that they're right?
Right.
You should never want to prove to them that they're wrong, right? Because now you have ego involved in your mission.
Mm.
There should never be ego involved in your mission. The battle is always within. Am I going to prove to myself that I'm right? And I was born with all these, dyslexic and ADD and this and all that. Can't do math, can't do this. All because I'm supposed to do this with my life? Or am I going to show them that they were right? You see? And that was the moment, I said, I'm going to do everything it takes. Like,
And that's so
as
brave, because it's so hard for people, because so many people ask outside opinions, right? And that sways
no,
somebody
no,
in
no,
their
no,
life.
no, 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 no. You never, today, somebody asked me my opinion on an invention that they want to create, right?
Mm.
And I said, will my opinion make a difference in whether or not you do it or not? And they said, I'm not sure. And I said, first decide if you're going to do it no matter what, then ask me my opinion,
Yeah.
right?
That's such a great answer. But that's such
Like,
a great lesson that you're giving people on, don't be swayed because somebody else is disappointed in your decision, because
right,
ultimately you will feel disappointed if you don't follow your own path. I mean, that's why so many people are stuck.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. When they say the affirmation, which I love, all you need is within you now, right? That is because it is completely, you are the controller, you are all of it. You are everything that you need to do what you need to do. You
Yeah.
are everything that you need to be able to pivot, right? There's a difference, right? Let's say, for example, it's a basketball player who's obsessed with basketball. I have to play basketball. I have to play basketball. What that person needs to do is realize they don't have to play basketball, but they have to be involved in basketball.
Mhm.
You have to be able to pivot. You have to love it so much that you're willing to let the universe eventually tell you, listen, you literally don't have legs. You can't play basketball in the NBA, but you can be a hell of a fucking coach.
Right.
And that's what it's about. It's about not letting people tell you, but you understanding what you're able to do and what you're able to accomplish, but never taking your eyes off the main goal. right? You have to have your eyes so laser focused on it. And I was lucky, you know, a lot of people tell me this, which they're right. Excuse me while I take my jacket off. A lot of people say it was easier for you to make this decision because you didn't have a wife or children. I did have a girlfriend at the time that, you know, I knew with where my head was at, my focus was going to be my passion. But, you know, when someone says, yeah, but I have kids, I have this, I have that, at the end of the day, these are all the reasons why you should do it.
Yeah. Right.
You know, when people tell me their reasoning of why they can't get to a certain point in their life or their career, they're telling me the reasons why they should. Right. You're telling me all the reasons why you should be, even if you fail, you're teaching your kids that you went for it no matter what, you know? Right. We have such a short window, Rachel. Like if you think about it, right? It's not, even if you lived till 100 years old, in order to be a healthy operator as a human being, you have to get enough sleep, minimum 7-8 hours, right? You have to exercise minimum an hour. You have to eat right. So you have to plan that accordingly. You have to invest rest. You have to invest your, you know, whether it be meditation or cold or sauna. You have all of these things that you have to do to be clear and focused. You have such a short window to do something amazing. So we should never spend that time with reasons of why we're not doing it.
Right.
You know, everything should be to better your life, to better you are an energy. Like you have no control over that. You are an unstoppable energy. When you move, energy moves with you. You walk into a restaurant, that energy is now formed with all these other energies. You have a responsibility as a human being to be an unstoppable force for good. Mm-hmm. Right. And that's why everyone's so messed up right now, because there's so much negative energy, so many people making bad decisions that you're kind of, people are confused of which direction they should go.
Right.
But you need to be laser focused on your mission. You need to be laser focused on your passion. You need to, when you're doing that, you don't judge others, you don't make fun of others, you don't put negative, you're too busy and you're too focused on being a force for good. Right. That should be everyone's rule, everyone's intention, to be a force for good every day.